Right now, someone half as smart as you is living the exact life you've been meticulously planning for the last 5 years. They aren't reading another philosophical book. They aren't watching a 40-minute tutorial on how to perfectly optimize their workflow. They are simply out on the battlefield, swinging a dull sword and winning, while you sit in the absolute safety of your bedroom, polishing a masterful blade until it completely rusts in your hands. You are losing the game of life. And by the time this video ends, the comforting lie you tell yourself about waiting for the right time will be permanently destroyed. Welcome to the tragedy of the intellectual coward. You have convinced yourself that gathering more data, studying the market, and drawing up flawless plans makes you prepared. It doesn't. It makes you paralyzed. Your own biology is actively betraying you through a dark neuromechanism known as the dopamine prediction error. By the end of this video, you will understand exactly how your brain is weaponizing your intelligence against you, and you will learn a ruthless, ancient psychological framework to kill your procrastination forever. If you prefer the comfort of being a dreamer, leave right now. But if you are ready to finally step into the arena, your new reality begins in 3, 2, 1. You probably think you have a time management problem. You don't. You have a biological addiction to fake progress. Let's strip away the self-help nonsense and look at the cold, hard wiring of your brain. Most people think dopamine is the reward hormone. It's not. It is the anticipation hormone. It's the chemical that drives you to pursue a goal. Thousands of years ago, if you were planning a hunt, your brain would release a spike of dopamine to give you the energy to pick up your spear and step out of the cave. The friction of the physical world forced you to act. But today, the modern world has hijacked this exact mechanism. When you buy a new course, when you download a pristine new Notion template, or when you spend 3 hours color-coding your perfectly optimized routine, your brain releases a massive hit of dopamine. Your ancient nervous system physically cannot tell the difference between planning the victory and actually achieving it. You get the exact same chemical high from watching a business podcast as a millionaire gets from closing a deal. You feel exhausted at the end of the day, completely drained, believing you worked hard. But what did you actually build? Nothing. You just spent 8 hours running a highly detailed simulation of success inside your own skull. To understand the fatal cost of this illusion, we have to look at the tragic tale of the Master Blacksmith of Edo. For 20 years, he sat in his forge, obsessed with creating the perfect katana. He studied the exact chemistry of the steel, the precise angle of the curve, the perfect balance of the hilt. Every day, his brain rewarded him with a massive hit of dopamine just for visualizing the ultimate weapon. He felt like a master, but when the village was finally raided, he was slaughtered in 3 seconds by a starving bandit wielding a rusted, chipped meat cleaver. Why? Because the blacksmith had a flawless plan but zero physical momentum. The bandit had no plan, but he had violent execution. Your perfectly organized workspace, your saved YouTube tutorials, and your complex morning routines are the blacksmith's forge. You are spending your entire life polishing a blade you will never actually swing. You are addicted to the feeling of being prepared. The dumb guy with the rusted cleaver, the guy who just builds the ugly prototype, launches the terrible first draft and fails publicly, is the one who survives. He acts. You spectate. You are not bleeding out in Edo, but your life is slipping away just the same. Your battlefield is digital and you are trapped in tutorial hell. Look at your screen right now. Look at your bookmarks, your saved folders. You have consumed hundreds of hours of content on how to build a business, how to code, how to get fit. You have 50 different blueprints for success. So why is your output exactly 0? Because you are hiding behind information. Information is safe. Execution is terrifying. Execution means you might actually fail, and your fragile ego cannot handle the idea of not being the smart guy who gets it right the first time. Let me give you a brutal truth. You will never feel ready. If you keep waiting for the stars to align, you will wake up 10 years from now, sitting in the exact same chair, still full of potential and completely empty of achievement. So how do you break the simulation? You don't need another productivity hack. You need to adopt the darkest, most ruthless you've been avoiding. Set a timer for exactly 10 minutes. For those 10 minutes, you are not allowed to plan or research. You are only allowed to execute. Write the terrible first draft. Build the ugly prototype. Swing the rusted cleaver. Rule number 3, the RONIN accountability. A samurai without a master is a RONIN, but a RONIN without a code is just a wanderer. You need a system that forces you to confront reality, not your imagination. This is where the theory ends and the work begins. I have built a complete, tactical system to help you implement this philosophy daily. Down in the description, you will find the link to the infographic vault and the RONIN archives. This isn't more theory to consume. It's a strategic operating system designed to keep you out of tutorial hell and force you into the arena. The sword that waits for perfect conditions never leaves its sheath. Are you going to keep waiting, or are you going to draw the blade? The link to the archives is below. Your 24-hour fast starts now.